Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to record a weekly recap. For everyone who doesn't know me, my name is Peter Alexander. I'm from Amsterdam. I've been trading for 2.5 years, a little bit more now, and I'm trying to document the last steps towards profitability as I believe that I can become profitable. Let's dive in. As you can see, not the most action this month, but we're focusing on this week now, of course. I tried to take more trades than one, of course, but I got filled in only one, and I'm gonna show it to you right now. Here it is. Okay, this week I was a little bit busy, and as you may know, you may not know, I cannot trade on the weekends because I'm working on the weekends. So Monday to Friday is what I base my evaluation on. Okay, let's look at the first trade. First, of course, you can see I removed it, so it wasn't a trade that I actually took, but it was a trade that I was looking at. Why was I looking at this trade? Well, as you can see here, you are in range. Sorry for the mess. But this is my diary of my trades, so I cannot remove them, of course. You're in a range, and you're hitting resistance, like one of the last resistance points of this range. This was the start of the swing to the low, and you kept rejecting it. So that was why, in my opinion, it was valid to take the short. Also, maybe I'm gonna say a little bit about my trade that got stopped out, also the reason why I think my trade got stopped out. So looking back on it, this trade wasn't very good, but I will tell you my reasons to take it later. Then if you go to the lower time frame here, you can see that you have a little construction here, and you're making a nice loss, and my idea was to get filled here and then target somewhere around here. But as you can see, the move happened before hitting my entry point, and in my opinion the R was a little bit gone now, because this was also a nice target, and you didn't lose this, so that was the reason that I removed the entry. And I thought, yeah, we were in an uptrend, as you can see, the whole week before, so I wouldn't be surprised that the uptrend would continue. But one thing that I forgot was the place we were, higher time frame. The difference between everything around here and here is that here we were at the range high, so it's always a way better point to short. So actually I think that, looking back on it, I could have left this trade open, and yeah, as you can see now, in hindsight, it would have been a very nice short, but of course I removed it, so I wasn't in it. And then this trade, as you saw here on the higher time frame, it was a very nice rejection from this point. On the 1 hour you can see the reason that I took it. I thought this is the last hiccup on the 1 hour, so it may offer a nice support to continue the uptrend, but in the future I think I will not take a trade like this anymore, because you're coming off such a significant level of resistance, so it's not very nice to long that late in the trend. Longs are for at the start of the uptrend, not that far into the uptrend. Okay, then in my opinion, like Friday was the last day that I could trade. Were there some other trades? There were. In my opinion, this was a very nice trade. This one here, why was it? Well, the reason was that, as you saw, you kept rejecting the highs, and then here you made a loss of this last push to this high. You lost it over here, and then the short is based on the level that created the loss. Very nice trade, but you had to be behind the charts, and I wasn't. It was around cooking time, dinner time for me, so that was the reason that I didn't see it in the moment. Then later in the week, this was the day that my long got filled and stopped out around here. Yeah, and I didn't see the long later. And actually, I should have traded it and kept looking for it, but I just didn't. I don't even know why. Probably a little bit of a focus problem. The reason this was a nice trade was here you had people like me that got stopped out. You got filled if you would have traded this, but I wouldn't trade this, to be honest. But as you can see here with this wick, you took some liquidity, and after taking the liquidity, you gained the start to the low here, and it was a nice gain, multiple 15-minute candles, so that's quite strong. This would have been a nice entry, and you could have targeted this. This would have also been a nice short entry construction wise. As you can see, this is the move. So on the 1 hour time frame, it's the move that made you lose this, but it isn't that clear in my opinion. Also this construction, it would have been a little bit hard to find your entry, because yeah, this would have been the entry, but then your stop should have been here. Of course you could target this, so then it was worth it, but if you would have targeted this, as I would maybe do, I think it wasn't that good of a trade, so that was why I didn't take it. But looking back on it, it was a trade, maybe a little bit more of a swing trade, better than my long. So okay, and going further into the PA of the week, here Friday, last day I could trade. I was focusing on a short after this level, and I think it came in the weekend here. And for the longs, let me check. Friday actually I also was away with friends, so a little bit too much focus on other things than trading, and I will focus on that a little bit more. Actually, I was very focused for a month, but now this last 2 weeks I've been busy a little bit. For the longs, yeah, I don't really see a nice long. Here you gain. This one wasn't even filled. Here you gain again, not filled. Yeah. Here you gain, but you're already rejecting this. I don't know. Yeah, maybe this one. I could have traded this one. Like this. And then stop somewhere around here. Level 2. Maybe I could have even placed a stop here, and then it would have been a nice long. So this was a possible trade, if I'm honest. Here you could have traded. Here you could have traded, and here you could have traded. So 3 missed trades, in my opinion. 1 trade that I could have left in the charts, but I removed it, and 1 trade that didn't go right. Then Ethereum, I also tried to take a trade on Ethereum. I don't know what this is. I also tried to short here, but this one didn't come. I think that was also the reason that one of the reasons I removed. No, I don't know. I tried to trade here, and I also tried to short here. Also the front run, I think. Well, the same. Yeah, this was around the same time. I think we made this move, and here on Ethereum, it was very obvious to me that this was the target, so that was why I removed it. And where on Bitcoin you saw that removing it was a bad decision, on Ethereum it was the right decision. So it's not for nothing that I remove trades sometimes. I also tried to long here, I remember, but that was last week already. Didn't come. And here, let me check. Oh, I forgot to put this, but I also tried to long this actually. I forgot to put this in my order book. I tried to long this, but maybe it was just too obvious, the entry point. As you can see, a very nice gain. That's also why I didn't look for the Bitcoin longs, because I thought it looked better on Ethereum. Very nice gain here, very nice point that created the gain, and I thought it would be nice to fill the entry point that brought you to the gain, but I didn't get filled, and I had to actually, I think I had to move with price. For example, this would have been a nice long because of this gain, and yeah, further now, I think this was the only possible setup. So quite an active week, not a lot of trades to show for it, but I tried to be active, and let's see what this week will bring. Hopefully at the end of the week I will have some more trades in my H1. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you're interested, you can follow me on X. I will post more frequent updates over there. And like if you like the video, and subscribe if you're interested in following the journey.